Thank you, David. Thank you, kids. Give our kids a hand for worshiping with us. And give our kids workers who are volunteering their time, let's give them a hand. Amen. Well, good morning, Wellspring. If you're new here, my name's Dustin. I'm one of the elders of this church. I get to preach all the time. And if you've been around for any amount of time, you know that we're in what we're calling our Seeking Initiative. And it's more than just a sermon series, or at least we feel like it's more than just a sermon series. We're in a season of dedication where we are right now preparing for a season of intensified prayer. So we're kind of nearing the end of the preparation phase. We're getting ready for the season of prayer phase. So you've heard me talk about these commitment cards that we're going to be giving out. Actually, we have a whole bunch of things in the Seeking Initiative timeline that I need to point out. One, it's not the most forthcoming of the events, but it is the deadline today to sign up, and that is for the WOW retreat, the Women of Wellspring. So raise your hand if you're a woman of Wellspring. Yeah, okay, so your retreat is coming up on the 3rd of March, but the deadline to register is today. So if you're a woman of Wellspring, you haven't registered yet, you can get your phone out, start registering right now. It's wellspringdfw.org/events, and that's how you can register for that. So as we were praying about the season of seeking, I was told very prophetically that the new metric for measuring success at this church should not be the numbers on Sunday, but the depth of the encounter. And then suspiciously, as the women of Wellspring were praying about their annual retreat, they felt that the Lord told them, the theme of this retreat needs to be encounter. So, men, hopefully we can encounter the Lord also, but women of Wellspring, sign up for the retreat, encounter the Lord. So that's one stop on the Seeking Initiative timeline. Maybe the most pressing is this commitment card. So I've been talking about it for a while, and we have it designed, and it's off being printed right now, so we don't have a physical one to show you, but I've got the digital version. I want to go ahead and put it before you now so you can start thinking about it. On February 19th, that is going to be Commitment Sunday. So much like a church might have you fill out financial commitment cards for a season of financial giving, we're having you do the same thing, but for a season of devoting your time and your energy to prayer. So on the 19th, we're going to give these cards to you, but we'll talk about it now. So the card is going to come to you in 4 sections. It'll be like a folded deal with front, back. So the first section is the corporate prayer commitment. And you can tell on this one, there's no place to actually write. I thought about maybe putting like a checkbox on there for you to check, but we didn't end up doing that. We're asking everybody to try to commit to the corporate prayer meeting. We're having one corporate prayer meeting every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. right in here. And we know not everybody's going to be able to make that. So if you can't do it, no shame. But I know that for some of you, it's going to be super easy. For some of you, it's going to be a real sacrifice. So I want to encourage you to think, okay, what would it cost me to sacrifice to be here for that 1 hour of unified corporate prayer every Thursday for the 7 Thursdays of the season of prayer? So go ahead and start thinking about that commitment right now. And if you weren't here a week ago or maybe 2 weeks ago, I explained that as we were praying about what to do corporately, we got a word that we considered from the Lord where a person told us, here's what you do. You pick a night. You go from 6 to 7 and you don't go long. And the idea was you focus everything on 1 hour of unified prayer where the people who it's going to be really difficult to get here for an hour, you're not devaluing their 1 hour by allowing it to go on. We're not going to focus on ministering to each other or ministering prayers to the Lord. So afterward, after everybody clears out, if you need to be prayed for, grab somebody in the parking lot and be prayed for. And if the prayer meeting reaches a spiritual crescendo and then I cut us off right at 7, then you take that spiritual crescendo home with you and the glory can continue. So that is section 1. That's the corporate prayer commitment. Then section 2 is goals for personal prayer. So you can see there a nice big blank spot for you to write your own personal prayer goals. And you probably can't see it from where you're seated, but there are some ideas for you to sort of get the wheels turning. You could pray through the Seeking Journal each day. Pray for blank minutes or hours each day. Attend the 8 a.m. prayer meeting on Wednesdays, or the 15-minute pre-service meeting at 8:40 here at the service on Sundays. You could pray with family or housemates blank times per week. Really, these are just ideas. You can commit to whatever you want and put that in there. And you can see the first one, pray through the Seeking Journal. I'm going to explain more about this prayer journal that we have cooked up behind closed doors to give to you, but I'll explain that next week. So that's section 2. Section 3 is goals for fasting. So fasting is denying yourself food and or water for a certain amount of time. So you've got things to consider. Fast for blank days per week. Fast from sunup to sundown, blank times per week. So there are some options there for you. And then section 4 is goals for additional self-denial. So self-denial would be denying yourself something other than food for the purpose of more purity in pursuing the Lord. A lot of people call these things like a social media fast. And it's okay to call it a social media fast, but a biblical fast is always food and water. So you're welcome to call it a fast if you want to. I call it self-denial. It is good to do. I'm going to be denying myself listening to a certain kind of music that I like. There's nothing morally wrong with the music. It's perfectly fine, but I'm giving it up for the season of prayer just to more purely focus on God. So consider things that you might give up. We've got here denying yourself certain kinds of food, so sodas, meats, sweets, denying yourself social media, denying yourself movies, shows, music, denying yourself a hobby. Maybe you've got a perfectly harmless hobby that you would be blessed by the Lord to give up for a season as you pursue Him. So that's the prayer commitment card. We're going to pass these out to everybody on the 19th. Everybody will get 2 of them. One to fill out and give to the church, just sort of as an act of commitment. We're not going to keep tabs on you or anything, but we will pray over these. And then one card you keep for yourself, maybe give it to an accountability partner for you and your friends to spur each other on to keep the prayer commitments. Is anybody excited about it? Okay. I was hoping that you would be excited about it.